Welcome back. Enjoy your lunch. I had the opportunity, like many of you, to hear some amazing conversations. I was lucky enough to jump into all 3 of the breakouts. And I would just like to say the morning focus, the morning curiosity, but the morning North Star stayed. When you think about, as I'd like to say, Dora and I were talking about this earlier, when you think about thriving communities, an inclusive economy, and a healthy planet, this is how we build it. Now, we're going to take this afternoon, not just to connect with each other, but also to connect with that aspiration and have a bit of celebration. So, we're going to have some awards, because this is not just about building the future. We are building now and having impact now, and then we're going to continue to double down and go bigger and better. So I have the distinct pleasure of kicking us off for our awards ceremony today. And I'd like to say, we had some judges, and they did not have an easy job. And I'm really happy to say they did not have an easy job, because there were many organizations and nominations received for these awards. And then our judges had to assess them on 4 things: quality of innovation, depth of impact, scalability, and commitment of leadership. So I will share you our list of judges. So Jason Pfeiffer, Editor-in-Chief of Entrepreneur Magazine. Jennifer Hodges, Vice President of Whole Child Fund and Community Impact, KIPP Chicago and Baumhart Scholar alum. Connie Lindsay, former Executive Vice President of Northern Trust. Rob Parkinson, Senior Partner, Investor Relations, Vistria. Dean Nancy Tuckman, Founding Dean of the School of Environmental Studies here at Loyola. She's here, sitting over there, School of Environmental Sustainability. And Greg Wasson, President and co-founder of Wasson Enterprise. So I want to thank our judges. So we have some fabulous awardees, but I can't tell you anymore. I'm just going to tell you how the afternoon is going to go in our award ceremony today. But this idea of leading for good, that idea of on purpose, accelerating impact in a changing world, we've got some folks who are doing it. So I'm going to just tell you the sequence. As you're having lunch, we're going to be giving out some awards. Now the awards are sitting over there. You can't see them yet. I would just like to say they are recycled glass in a bamboo base, and trees were planted in their production, sourced from a local company. So that's a little bit about the hardware. So what we're going to do is we're going to first hear, and I'll tell you all the names first, and then we'll bring them up. First, you're going to hear from Kirsten Jones, Baumhart Scholar, class of 2022. She's going to present, yes, let's give it up for Kirsten. She's going to present the Social Impact Award. Next, Dean Nancy Tuckman, a wonderful partner of ours here at Baumhart, and Carrie Miner, Baumhart Scholar, class of 2022, will present the Environmental Sustainability Award. And then Allie Sunnett, Baumhart Scholar, class of 2023, will present the Parkinson Award for Purpose and Profit. So with no further ado, let's celebrate. Kirsten?
Thank you so much. Thank you for that introduction, Karen. It's wonderful to be here with y'all today with so many familiar faces and fellow change makers. So again, my name is Kirsten Jones, and I am Chief of Staff of the First Women's Bank, as well as a recent graduate of the Baumhart Scholars MBA program. It is my pleasure today to introduce the Social Impact Award. This award is given annually to the company that best addresses an urgent social need through its business model. We could not agree more with our judges that Impact Shares is solving funding gaps in our communities. This is why we are proud to announce our 2022 Social Impact Award winner, Impact Shares. Impact Shares is the first nonprofit issuer of exchange-traded funds, otherwise known as EFTs, and investment manager in the United States, with the goal to build a capital markets bridge between nonprofits, investors, and corporate America to direct capital and social engagement on societal priorities. Impact Shares is creating a new and innovative platform for clients seeking maximum social impact with market returns. We will now see a short video about the ways in which Impact Shares is making a difference.
My name is Ethan Powell. I'm the founder of Impact Shares. Impact Shares is a 501c3 SEC-registered investment advisor. We're funded by the Rockefeller Foundation's Innovative Finance Group. Our goal is to work with leading social... private sector into investable strategies, and really to create a platform that they can more effectively engage with the private sector to improve.
Let's try it one more time. From the top, and...
My name is Ethan Powell. I'm the founder of Impact Shares. Impact Shares is a 501c3 SEC-registered investment advisor. We're funded by the Rockefeller Foundation's Innovative Finance Group. Our goal is to work with leading social and environmental advocacy groups to help them translate their aspirations for the private sector into investable strategies, and really to create a platform that they can more effectively engage with the private sector to improve social and environmental outcomes.
My name is Dory McCorder. I'm the president and CEO of the YMCA of Metropolitan Chicago. I chose to work with Impact Shares because they literally were like a dream come true, and I am not exaggerating. As a CPA, I understand the opportunities that we have when we leverage all the tools and resources available in the capital markets. I realized that we just didn't have access to all the other tools that others in the marketplace have. And one day, my colleague told me about Impact Shares, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what we need to really leverage capital for our work differently.
The future of Impact Shares is really to help investors redefine their relationship with their money. And instead of solely prioritizing risk-adjusted return, also consider what their lasting impact is from a social and environmental perspective as it relates to their capital allocation. One of my favorite Impact Shares stories is a company that, when we started Impact Shares in 2015, was actually being boycotted by the NAACP. And through the work that the NAACP did with that organization and the social screens that we've helped them to create, as of this year, that company is actually included as a leader in issues impacting communities of color because they are actually performing the best within their sector of the economy relative to the goals and aspirations of the NAACP. So a company that started with sort of the stick is now actually being recognized as a leader and enjoying the carrot. And that's really what we're trying to create.
Impact Shares really has developed a very unique business model. Not only does it allow companies to see what they could do and understand what they could do to create change, it allows the expertise of the nonprofits to be at the table as well. So we can't necessarily rely on just the financial sector to say these are the things that we know need to happen. So Impact Shares gives the platform to the nonprofits to say, what do you think are the most important things companies can be doing? So really it becomes a true platform for change by bringing all the parties to the table. It's important that an organization like Impact Shares exist because we have to recognize that we are a capitalist society, and we need to understand how then do we use capital to make change. And Impact Shares has really solved that issue for us.
Thank you. Hello. Am I more or less loud than I was at the beginning of that? Thank you, Kristen. Thank you so much. And Karen, thank you for having us and hosting us. It's great to see actual faces again. One of Impact Share's missions is to have every social and environmental issue reflected with a separately investable strategy so that you as individual investors can be more precise with aligning your capital with your system of social and environmental priorities. We're lucky enough to have our YWCA Women's Empowerment Leadership here today. We've got Dory and Molly and Nicole was here. And they're really the people that create the impact. We're just kind of the conduit to capital markets. I think it's important that we've had a lot of great conversations about CSR and the role of the various organizations and entities. You know, the way we think about it is public sector, private sector, nonprofit are all just ways of organizing people to achieve a common objective, right? And they each have a responsibility and really a requirement to be part of the solution. It's hard to accept an award that deals with urgent social issues, sorry, without addressing gun violence. And so we've done work with Everytown for Gun Safety for the last 4 years. They've opted to not move forward because it's hard for them to get their head around how social screens can help encourage better corporate behavior, right? And so admittedly, the solutions that we've been working through aren't exact or precise, are universally applicable, but you know, the way we view social issues is, look, Impact Shares is a platform for engagement. And, you know, part of creating imperfect solutions is that you're making a step in the right direction and you are having that engagement and having the dialogue, right? And so I think when you look at private sector, public sector, nonprofit, I think every town will end up doing a gun control or gun safety oriented strategy. We see private sector leaders, you know, Dick's Sporting years ago implemented their own gun sales restrictions. 21, they're not selling AR-15s. So we have different examples of leadership in each of those segments of society. And I think it's important, particularly for the public sector, to accept criticism, to accept imperfect solutions, but make progress and create dialogue. So thank you so much for this. You know, look forward to creating more solutions and having you guys involved. Thank you.
Hold the award.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Nancy Tuckman, the Dean of our School of Environmental Sustainability here at Loyola University, Chicago. And it's my pleasure to be up here today. We have been kind of co-sponsoring these awards since they started, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And Leading for Good is something that I think the whole university really gets behind and feels is a very, very important thing that we're doing here. And the Baumhart Center is leading us, but I'm proud to be a co-sponsor in these awards. And this year is really cool to me anyway, because all 3 of the award winners are really integrating environmental stewardship and environmental sustainability into their work. So I appreciate all of these fabulous, innovative companies. So my team and I have built the School of Environmental Sustainability, and we've been powered not just by renewable energy, but also by the belief that we all need a healthy, inclusive economy for everyone. And a critical part of that growing business is anchored by models that support a faster pivot to a green, regenerative economy. One of the more innovative and local businesses that has really done a neat job in bringing environmental sustainability, especially around waste and reusing materials, is the winner of today's award. And so I'm especially pleased to say that one of our own graduates, Maddie Sullivan, works at this company. She's here, and that's exciting, another exciting connection. And I'd like to announce that the 2022 Environmental Stewardship Award goes to the climate tech company that is redefining circularity from its home base here in Chicago. Congratulations, Rheaply, to winning this award of environmental stewardship. And presenting this award is Carrie Miner, a Baumhart Scholar from the class of 2022.
Amazing. Thank you, Dean Tuckman, for the kind introduction, and it brings me so much joy to see so many familiar faces in this room. My name is Carrie Miner. I'm a recent graduate of the Baumhart Scholars MBA program, and by day I work at MICVA Challenge, a nonprofit that encourages young people to speak up about issues they care about. And one of the issues that we hear most is the environment. So it's my sincere pleasure to be presenting the Environmental Stewardship Award. We know that we all have a part to play in rebuilding our environment, and Rheaply is making big ripples in this space. As Dean Tuckman mentioned, this award is given annually to a company that best embodies business leadership for a sustainable world. If you don't already know Dr. Garry Cooper, he's right up front, because he is the moment in Chicago right now, you will after watching this video. Rheaply Inc. is a climate tech company that combines resource sharing network with user-friendly asset management platform, and it's based right here in Chicago. Rheaply helps clients transition to the circular economy and also helps them reduce their carbon footprint through effective reuse of carbon. So we're really excited to hear more about them, and we're gonna watch a short video that will explain it much better than I can. So here's the video.
I am Garry Cooper. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Rheaply. Rheaply is a climate tech company pretty squarely, so embedded both in our mission and our values and our vision is an endpoint, a value point to sustaining the only planet that we know we can live on.
My name is Maddie Sullivan. I am a technical project manager at Rheaply. I started at Rheaply right after I graduated from Loyola Chicago. I actually met Garry through one of my classes that I was taking at Loyola. It was sustainable business management. I had a project where I had to interview a CEO of a sustainable company based in Chicago, and my professor said, "Hey, I have this company. I think you'd really like the CEO. I think you'd really like their mission. Sustainability, that's one of my values. That's a value of Rheaply. You know, that's not something that we preach. Each individual who works at Rheaply holds sustainability close to them, and that is, one of their values and their passions."
Creating joy and happiness at work is pretty centrally important to me. And that's because it's a big chunk of your waking hours. Why spend that big chunk of your waking hours thinking of when you get off to be more happy or joyful? This is a short life. Let's have more days where we're smiling, where we're laughing than not.
And I think for me, what's exciting is, we are always open to change, and we're always open to improvements, specifically with how our team operates. The platform that we're building, that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to help organizations, not only increase visibility of the resources that they have, but be able to reuse those resources either themselves internally or externally within the community to kind of work towards a more circular future.
Just recently, we've been able to work with some local Chicago organizations to move about 19,000 pieces of furniture from a closing organization back into elementary and middle schools. So, even beyond the work that we do in the corporate space, here locally, we've done a lot of great work, and it's really emblematic of what the circular economy and circularity as a business model can actually deliver back into the community. If we're going to meet the challenge of our times, climate crisis, we have to build technology to transition us to a circular economy, and that's what Rheaply is doing. So I think the circular economy is the model to move that so-called left behind community into our whole system, and I'm very passionate and very grateful to look like what I look like and be who I am, and to be very straightforward about the end of this not just being we save our planet for us, but we save our planet for all.
And so I'd like to, I'm very pleased to introduce Dr. Garry Cooper and present him with the Environmental Stewardship Award. Congratulations. Careful, because it comes off. It's not attached.
Cool.
Thank you, Loyola. Thank you, Nancy and Carrie. Thank you all for voting for us, for supporting us. My 1.5 minute speech, which is what I'm going to keep it to, is really about 3 thank yous. So the first thank you is to Chicago. Rheaply was started in Chicago, is a Chicago-based company, will be always a Chicago-based company. We are building here in Chicago the technology that will transition our entire economy from a high-carbon linear one to a low-carbon circular one. So that's something to be proud of. I'm very proud about doing that right here in Chicago. The second thing is thank you to Loyola. There's 2 thank yous. First, Rheaply in 2016 was founded from a university experience, my experience at Northwestern in the lab, where we just had tons and tons of things that we weren't using. Meanwhile, there are laboratories across the hallway that could be using those things. And so the experience that we have in universities is one that really fits the circular model. And so I am a strong proponent of the work that we do continually in universities and look forward to potentially working with Loyola to bring a circular economy to the Loyola student body. And then third, thank you back again to Loyola for gifting me people like Maddie. I had the distinct honor to lecture in a couple of courses about the world we were trying to build when we were 3 people, some 4.5 years ago or something. And there, as Maddie said in the video, I met her, and she was one of the, what I call founding employees at Rheaply. She is a gift to us, and Loyola gave us Maddie and many, many other employees. So thank you for the award, thank you for the support. And when you think about our transition to a net zero economy, it has to be a circular one. And we can't get there unless we have technology. It's impossible. So just know that there's a company at Rheaply in Chicago fighting for that transition. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Ali Sundet, and it is my distinct pleasure to present the Parkinson Award for Profit and Purpose. I am a current scholar, and one of the reasons I joined is because I believe in the power of business to be used as a tool to create social impact. Impact like equity in our communities and solutions to the environmental crisis by putting people and planet at its core. The Baumhart community is committed to doing just that, and I learn so much every day from my amazing professors and classmates who are very smart and thoughtful. The Parkinson Award is given annually to the company that best embodies a holistic approach to marrying purpose and profit. It is given in memory of Robert L. Parkinson, Jr., a dear friend and supporter of the Baumhart community who we miss greatly. Robert once said, "The many conversations I had with Father Fay over the years helped me reflect on the kind of leader and businessman I aspired to be." His book, An Honest Profit, always resided on the coffee table in my office in every role I held in my business career. And it served as a basis for wonderful discussions with many of my colleagues as to our responsibilities as business leaders. That is why we are proud to announce our 2022 Parkinson Award for Profit and Purpose to Patagonia. For those who may not know, Patagonia was founded in 1973 by outdoor enthusiast Yvon Chouinard and is based in Ventura, California. The company is engaged in the manufacturing of outdoor clothing, outdoor gear, and footwear for a variety of outdoor sports. Considering themselves as an activist company, They campaign for the environment and focus on sustainability so people can enjoy sports with less impact on the planet. We will now see a short video about the ways in which Patagonia is changing the world.
My name is Vincent Stanley. I'm the Director of Philosophy at Patagonia. As we evolved as a company, we developed 4 core values. The first is quality itself, and that refers not just to the quality of the product, but also to the service we offer and to the relationship we have with the customer. When you're making climbing equipment, the customer is trusting their lives to the quality of your gear. You don't make good, better, best. The second is integrity, and by integrity we mean it in both senses of the word. The third great value is environmentalism, which has been with us from the beginning, and also I think arises from this early love of the mountains and the ocean and wild places, and the desire to protect those. We're actually doing positive good when we bring the soil back to health, create topsoil faster than nature can, minimize the use of inputs and reduce the use of water, and also provide the potential for sequestering as much carbon as the potential we've lost from cut down rainforests and from acidified oceans. And the fourth value, which as far as I know, no other company has adopted, is that we're not bound by convention. That in order to both help save nature and also to address the environmental impact of our own processes, we don't go by the book. We look at root causes of the problems. We look at creative ways to solve them and proceed from there. But I think for us, over time, the constraints that we placed on ourselves, our designers can use only a fraction of the materials that a sportswear designer at a conventional company in New York or Milan can use. But those constraints have led us forced innovations that then define the business, that then create new business. And that creates a very different perspective on what you might call the intersection of profit and purpose. Because you're not trying to walk a fine line between your purpose and your profit. Your profit really derives from your purpose. I'm asked a lot about what leadership means to me personally, but also what does it mean at Patagonia? And I think we have a different definition of leadership than many companies do. And we've always had the combination of the leadership from Ewald and his wife Melinda on the social side, but a very strong core of middle managers. We changed our mission statement 3 years ago to "We're in business to save our home planet." I can't imagine a mission statement that would be more aspirational. On behalf of Patagonia, we're honored and pleased to receive the Parkinson Award for Profit and Purpose from the Baumhart Center at Loyola University, Chicago.
All right. It is now my distinct pleasure to invite Stacey Lialios, the General Manager of the Lincoln Park store, to accept this award on behalf of Patagonia.
It's a little hard to follow up Vincent Stanley, but thank you so much to the Baumhart Center and the Quinlan School of Business. This is truly an honor to accept this award on behalf of Patagonia. My name is Stacey Lialios, and I'm the general manager of the Patagonia Lincoln Park retail store here in Chicago. And it's really amazing to see that on such a high level, we have received this award. But on a local level, I'm so proud to share with you all that our main reason for being a retail store here in Chicago is to be a gift to the community. So we want to use our store as a megaphone to amplify the amazing voices and work that local nonprofits are doing. And we prioritize that over sales and profits. As Vincent mentioned, in 2018, we did change our reason for being to we're in business to save our home planet. And we did that as a response to this climate crisis we're facing today, but also to ensure that every single person in the organization is working towards this common goal together. At Patagonia, we truly believe that we can marry purpose with profit, social impact, and environmental stewardship. And an award like this is an amazing reminder that we're on the right track and we are having a positive impact on the greater academic and business communities. It's an honor to be here with you all today, and thank you so much for presenting Patagonia with this wonderful award.
We need a little bit more applause for our winners there. And actually, Stacey, if you could come back, and Garry, if you could come back, and Ethan, if you can come back, let's get a quick photo with you all as well. What an amazing group, right? How many of you invest in the stock market? How many of you own Patagonia? How many of you want to be a part of the circular economy? Okay, so we'll have you three come up. Oh, the award? It's okay, you don't need, well, yeah, okay. The award is packed away for Dr. Cooper, so we're fine, it's fine, we're efficient. No, just move it to the right there, okay. We're moving the award, okay, come on up. I just see my notes back. Most excellent. Okay, so we are so inspired by what the group is doing, and we are just so grateful to you all. You can see these videos that we shared on our Quinlan YouTube page. Those videos are now all up. You probably got an e-blast in your inbox right now that says which the winners are. So we are pushing that out. Feel free to share with the hashtag BaumhartInno, so Baumhart, BAUMHARTINNO, on any social media platform that you would like. We will now move into more small group discussions. Oh, yes, we like small group discussions, okay. Our scholars, who have magically all gotten to one table, will be leading those conversations again. So we'll be having small group discussions, and then we'll come back at about 1 o'clock to move into an interesting activity that I think you all might enjoy as we think about the shifting of conference experiences. Thank you.